In this video, I'll be turning Minecraft into a vampire RPG game, inspired by the likes of Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines and BloodRayne, and the brand new dungeon crawler V Rising on Steam. This is the best Minecraft vampire mod pack, and here's how I made it. Villagers are fair game at the end of the day, but since vampires are a menace, it makes sense for villagers to have some kind of protection system. They've stepped up their game in terms of defenses after all. With the Guard Villagers mod, there will be an extra line of defense to defend villagers in the case of a vampire attack, or from any outside threats. Vampires can turn into bats, and the vampire bat is a symbol of vampirism. So with this, we'll use the companion bats mod to add a trusty little pet to the game, usable by both vampires and non-vampires, but of course, it's more fitting for a vampire lord. Feeding a bat a pumpkin pie lets you have a summonable companion bat to follow you around and attack mobs and level itself up. Let's take bats up another level and make them even more terrifying. For this, we'll use the Dire Bats mod to add gigantic bats that spawn in both caves and the overworld during full moons. These bats are neutral, but upon sunlight exposure or being disturbed, become feral. Their fangs can be used to make fang arrows to inflict blindness on targets. For a little change in mood, we'll use the DokuCraft texture pack, specifically the DokuCraft Dark variant. DokuCraft brings a darker tone to the game, with some visual aspects reminiscent of medieval themes of the Middle Ages. This gothic dark style texture pack brings a very rustic grainy look to the world that gives it that old world style feeling of danger that we're looking for. This will be perfect for an old world dark fantasy world vampires can prosper in. But like I mentioned before, we also want to inspire this mod pack by more modern themed vampire games. So because of this, I'll also include an option for a modern style texture pack at the end for people who want to play on city style maps rather than medieval towns. We'll make the world more dark and sinister in order to make things a little more treacherous. Using the enhanced Celestials mod, we'll bring new lunar events into the world, including the Blue Moon, the Blood Moon and the Harvest Moon events. The Blood Moon is the key focus here, as it will increase the rate of monsters spawned and prevent players from sleeping, making the world more terrifying at nighttime. With the Bountiful mod, we can visit villages to find bounty boards which will offer quests to the player. These bounties can be completed in exchange for rewards, which are achieved by killing mobs or seeking out items which can be redeemed at the villager's board. This mod will add some little objectives to achieve when playing, but they'll probably be more fitting to the vampire hunters as they're actually welcome in the villages. Now the main core of our mod pack, which we'll mainly focus on here, is the Vampirism mod. This will add all of our main mechanics that will make our mod pack vampire themed. This mod adds vampires to the game which are strong, fast, and fear the sun but prosper during the night. It comes with some benefits but also many drawbacks. By manually injecting their blood or receiving a bite from a vampire, you can become one by acquiring the Sanguinaire Vampiris effect. Vampires feed on mobs like animals by taking their blood, and they can perform special rituals to get stronger in power and gain levels. Skill points gained can be spent on unlocking new abilities like night vision, bat transformation, teleportation, and more deadly effects. Alternatively, we can also use this to become a vampire hunter to eliminate the creatures of the night, found in the new dark vampire forest biome. Hunters can use specialized weaponry like axes and crossbows in order to hunt down elite vampires and also utilize many of their powers against them. Vampire hunters will also spawn in villages and hunt down the player if they're a vampire who is attempting to feed on villagers. This also adds an additional line of defense for villagers along with our Guard Villagers mod. Now, Vampirism mod balances the immense power of vampires by bringing drawbacks to them, such as their weakness to the sun. In fact, we'll change this by using the Godly Vampirism extension mod that will basically remove almost all of these drawbacks to being a vampire. This includes reducing the sun damage, removing nausea effects during this process, lowering their blood usage, removing increases to fire damage that they take, buffing the amount of skills acquired to 2 per level, increasing minion numbers to 2 per lord level, and increasing their teleport range and lowering the teleport's cooldown. Basically making vampires overpowered and more fun, but probably more deadly to go against in multiplayer. In vampire movies and material, werewolves are commonly featured, be it in wars of vampires versus werewolves or as similar fantasy beasts living in the same universe coexisting. Because of this, we'll use the Werewolves Become a Beast extension mod for Vampirism, which will let you become such a strong and brutal clawed beast. During the day, you can be a human and become stronger in beast form at night. In becoming the ultimate beast, you can choose your playstyle, from utilizing fighting to your advantage heritage, or being a true survivalist, or just remaining human whenever possible. Werewolves have increased damage resistance, but they have a weakness to silver weaponry. The new Werewolf Haven biome is the place to find werewolves, and it performs in such a way that's just like Vampirism's vampiric forest. Now, when you're trolling through villages for your next prey, it can be hard to distinguish between them as they all look the same. We'll spruce things up a little and add some more realism to our fantasy village-scapes by using the villager names. This is a mod to add RPG names to villagers to make them more unique, and perhaps you'll feel a little remorse feeding on them now. So now that we've built our brand new mod pack, it's time to get into some gameplay. If you like the mod pack, you can download from the link in the description down below. Make sure to like the video if you're enjoying it so far, and leave a comment which other game that I should turn Minecraft into next, and also comment any mods that I should add to this mod pack to improve it in the next update and why I should do it. Click subscribe right now to be part of the channel before we hit 100k subs. Okay, let's get into some gameplay. For this, I'll use mainly a series of pre-built maps by the community.